Welcome to West 56th Street on an absolutely gorgeous, picture-perfect autumn day here. The trees are popping with color. The sun is shining. It's almost 70 degrees. And that's not even the tip of the iceberg of why you should be optimistic if you're a Colts fan are right here in Indianapolis on this Wednesday. Sauce Gardner is a member of the Indianapolis Colts after a bombshell blockbuster trade made by Chris Ballard and company on Tuesday, just ahead of the NFL trade deadline. 2 first-round picks, A.D. Mitchell sent to New York in exchange for the 2-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 2022 Defensive Rookie of the Year, Sauce Gardner, immediately helping this secondary here in Indianapolis. And players we spoke with, and you'll hear from him in just a second, very excited about what this move means, not only to the team and the performance that we're going to see from the Colts the rest of the season, but for the belief it shows from the front office and this organization in this current iteration of the Indianapolis Colts. It just gives a certain energy, a certain boost to this locker room, who has, tied for the best record in football at 7-2. Just, man, it feels good to know that your front office, your organization, knows that you are competing, knows that you can compete, and knows that this is a type of move that can help you make a run in the NFL postseason. It's been a long time since Colts fans and this team and this franchise can say they've been this optimistic about a Colts team. But here in 2025, things are going great, and the addition of Sauce Gardner, whether you believe the price was too high or not, and it doesn't really matter, premier player at a premier position is now here in Indianapolis, Sauce Gardner. So kind of puts a blindfold on you when it comes to going back and thinking about the Pittsburgh game a week ago. A lot of optimism here with Sauce Gardner, and everyone's looking ahead, but you got to remember it was not a good performance by this Colts team in Pittsburgh, a 27-20 defeat, but it wasn't even that close, really. 6 turnovers, 5 of which coming from the offense, and Daniel Jones, really 5 of which coming solely from Daniel Jones in the form of 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles. They're flushing this, right? They know that's not their identity. It's more so an anomaly. And looking ahead to going to Germany, overseas to Germany in Berlin to play the Atlanta Falcons, which the Atlanta Falcons are a hard team to put your finger on a little bit. Sometimes they're beating the Buffalo Bills at home. Sometimes they're getting destroyed by the Miami Dolphins. You just don't know what's going on with the Atlanta Falcons. But what you do know is that they have players like Bijan Robinson and Drake London, Michael Penix, and Kyle Pitts on the other side that can really change a game. There's no question about that. But let's talk about this Colts offense. A bit of a step back, obviously, with the turnovers, but the numbers were still there. They're performing at such a high clip, it was almost certain that a regression to the mean was coming for this Colts offense. But looking to get the Tide back going in the right direction in Germany against the Falcons. Hear from Shane Steichen, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, who's a college teammate of Sauce Gardner. So that's a fun little interaction and perspective from Alec Pierce's point of view. And Josh Downs, a little friendly transaction went down. Now Josh Downs number 2, Sauce Gardner number 1. But Shane Steichen, Josh Downs, Daniel Jones, Alec Pierce, all talking about the acquisition of Sauce Gardner and looking ahead to this matchup with the Falcons in Germany as well.
Looking forward to a great opportunity to go to Berlin this week with our team to take on the Falcons, a really good, talented football team. Obviously had a great experience over there a couple years in Frankfurt that we enjoyed. Like I said, looking at the Falcons, really talented on both sides of the football. Offensively, Bijan Robinson's one of the best in the league, doing it at the running back position. Drake London's a hell of a receiver. Pitt's a hell of a tight end. So we just got to be ready for those guys. And on the flip side of it, I think, Bates and Terrell on the back end for them are really good players. The 2 young edge rushers are really good. Pierce and Walker can really come off the ball. So we got to be on it there with those guys, but we're looking forward to the challenge and the opportunity to go play those guys. And then lastly, obviously, really excited about adding Sauce Gardner to our football team. His resume speaks for itself, Pro Bowler, All-Pro. So to get a guy into the building like that, it just elevates everybody around us. So really excited to add him to the fold. Yeah, we'll look through it. He's in the protocol right now, so hopefully he'll clear that here soon is the hope. And then obviously we'll see how he picks up the playbook, and we'll go from there.
So today, he can be out there?
He will be practicing today, yeah. He'll be out there.
So he cleared to play?
That's the plan.
Just the move is obviously pretty hefty. You got 2 first-round picks for Sauce, but for that caliber player, what's your impression of him just facing this over the years?
Sure, my impression is, like you said, he's an unbelievable player. To get a bona fide number 1 corner in this league, like I said, it elevates everybody around us. He's got all the elite traits you look for. He's sticky in coverage, the pass breakups, the interceptions. He's feisty. He's aggressive. Just to add that to the fold of the back end with the guys we already got back there, like I said, it's going to elevate everybody. So I think just a great get by Chris getting him.
How much do you think this move solidifies the belief in the team you already have, whether it's David Jones at quarterback, obviously the offense is rolling, and some of the moves you already made leading up to this one?
Yeah, and it's a huge move, and we got a lot of belief in our football team. And when you make moves like that, it's huge, right? It boosts the confidence of everybody, and our football team's in a good spot. And again, I keep this. My message to the guys is the same every day. We got to get better every day and focus on today, and not worry about the future. But we got to get ready to go play Atlanta this week, and that's the message.
You talked about DBs and D-line working in concert while they play complementary football. How does getting a guy like Sauce help that D-line group maybe get home, maybe like on average?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think when you're sticky on the back end with the coverage guys that we got and adding him to the fold, obviously, that makes the quarterback probably hang on to the ball a little more, which helps the pass rush. And it goes hand in hand. The same thing, pass rush helps the coverage on the back end. So anytime you add an elite player like that to the back end, it's going to help everybody.
Shane, you don't make a move like this unless you really believe that your team is in the mix to do something big. I mean, what should people interpret based on your willingness to make this deal?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, too, obviously there's a lot of outside noise of this is going to happen, this is what they're doing. Like, our focus, like I've said all along, we got to get better today. That's where our focus is at. We're not worried about the future. We're worried about getting better today and getting ready to go play the Falcons. And then the future will take care of itself. But if we worry about the future, right, that's going to hurt us in the long run. So we got to worry about today and getting better.
You guys have obviously got Mooney. In your experience as a play caller, how difficult is it when you have two legit top corners and you kind of have to enforce them?
Yeah, it's very difficult, and that's a problem. Obviously, as an offensive guy looking at defenses, you go around the league and you go against two elite corners. You got to try to find ways to free your guys up because they're going to be sticky in coverage. So it's great for our football team to have those two guys along with the other guys we got there, Jones and Blackman and Kenny on the back end and Bynum and Nick Cross. To add those guys, add him to the fold of what we got back there is huge for our football team.
So to clarify on that, the expectation is that Jarius Moore will be right back to his usual stuff at some point this season.
Yeah, at some point he'll be ready to go.
Ryan Mason, I think, was maybe with him in Cincinnati. Are there any connections staff-wise with Sauce at all?
I know Mason, like you said, was with him. He had a lot of great things to say about him, just the competitor that he is and just how he is on the football field, how he's in the building, just a great human being. So, and then obviously the Alec Pierce connection. Good to get those guys back together. I saw them, hugging each other in the training room this morning. They were excited to see each other. So, like I said, just great to have a great player.
You said to move on from A.D. Mitchell. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him, but just that whole side of it.
Yeah, I did. We talked to him, before the trade happened, right before it happened. And obviously I got a lot of respect for A.D. I think A.D. is a very talented player. This is, part of the business. And like I said, I wish him all the best. I hope he goes and has great success in New York.
What was Lou's reaction?
Fired up, excited. I think everyone's fired up. Anytime you can add an elite player to your football team, I think the energy level and the juice level adds excitement all around the building.
We're only a few days into the week, but how have you seen guys respond since such an uncharacteristic loss on Sunday?
Yeah, they've been great. I think even the team meeting after the loss, just going over the game review with the guys, the energy, they were still upbeat. Obviously, we got to control the controllables like we talked about, taking care of the football, those different things. But control what we control, have a great week of preparation, and go get ready for Atlanta.
Is this something that you would say has been in the works for a couple weeks? Is it something that really transpired over a couple days? What can you tell us about just how this move came together?
Yeah, Chris handles all that stuff, and so he obviously, you go through your process. He went through his process, and obviously got it done there.
When you give Lou unique pieces, he's very creative, obviously. Just what do you think, what kind of possibilities, I guess, does it open up when you give him a piece like this?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, like you said, he's very creative in how he goes about game planning, specifically week in and week out. And so to add a player like that, this other stuff he can do and matchups that we can create, it'll be exciting to watch here over this week and going forward.
What goes into keeping schedule normal when there's an open season trip involved?
Yeah, I mean, we try to keep it as normal as possible. Like today's our normal Wednesday, tomorrow's our normal Thursday, and then obviously when we get out there, there'll be little adjustments here and there. But as far as the meetings go and the practice and stuff, we try to keep it as normal as possible. That way, we're laser focused. I told our guys this morning, like, where our focus goes, our energy flows, and we got to have a great focus so we have great energy so we can go out and perform, on Sunday at a high level.
When you're on the world stage, obviously this week, what do you hope the world learns about the Colts? Because obviously a lot of eyes outside of America are going to be watching this.
Yeah, I think anytime you go overseas and play in a different country, it's great for the National Football League in general. Obviously the game is evolving. It's becoming an international game. You see players coming in from the NFL from all over the place now, and I think it's a great opportunity for our organization. I think it's a great opportunity for the NFL just to see how big, the NFL is becoming on a global stage. So I think it's going to be great to get over there and go in front of fans. I know they wear all types of different jerseys. I'm sure there's going to be whistles and bells and all that different things. And, it's going to be a real exciting and great experience for our team.
Shane, I know there are some steps for Sauce to clear to be available for Sunday. Given how complex with very loose scheme is, what are the things that he's going to have to do to get up to speed with this defense to potentially play games?
Yeah, I think really it just comes down to the comfortability with the calls and all those. Obviously, he's in meetings and getting it all locked in right now. And then we'll go out to practice. See how he adapts. But again, a smart player, I mean, if you're an all-pro, a Pro Bowler, you're probably pretty smart and you probably understand football pretty good. I think he'll pick it up well.
What are the aspects of his game that maybe both impressed you the most and also you feel like fit well with the other guys you have in that secondary and their strengths?
Yeah, I think his coverage is elite. I think the way he covers receivers one-on-ones, how tight he is in coverage, how aggressive he is. He's long. I mean, he's 6'3", and he can change directions, get on receivers like crazy. So, obviously, going against them over the years, and then now to get him here, like I said, just an elite player that we got.
Did you sense his perhaps level of excitement just having this opportunity to come here?
Yeah, I mean, had a chance to talk to him on the phone yesterday. We texted back and forth a little bit, talked to him just a little bit this morning. But, I think he's excited for a new chapter, in his career and being around the guys that we got. Like I said, adding him to the fold, I think he's excited.
And what do you remember about when Chris first told you that it was possible that Sauce was coming here?
Pure excitement. I mean, to get an elite player, I think anytime you can get an elite player in this league to help your football team win it, like I said earlier, it elevates everybody.
The fact that it's not a rental, that obviously changes the equation, right?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, anytime you can get a young player, 24 years old, at the talent level that he's got, I mean, that's huge for our football team, moving forward in the long run.
Shane, do you believe you all are contender, or how do you deal with that sort of talk?
I don't listen to it, to be completely honest. I worry about, like I said, today. We got to get better today.
Shane, Lou mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but Atlanta's skill talent, how premium will be tackling against these guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, we played them a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's a big point. Obviously, we got to tackle. Bijan Robinson's a hell of a runner. His start and stop is elite. His jump cuts, we got to get him down on the ground, just like every team that goes against him. Is trying to get him down on the ground, and same thing, and making sure we're good on the back end and coverage with the tight end and the receivers they got, and just play together as a unit.
Yeah, we're excited to have Sauce and excited to continue to build this thing. So obviously as players, that's a good thing, and you feel the confidence, feel the energy of just kind of the whole thing. So we're excited. We're looking forward to toward getting going.
And you had the opportunity to go up against him previously, right?
I practiced against him a few times in New York. Really good player. Obviously tremendous. He's a Pro Bowler, all pro player. So anytime you can get a guy like that, it's huge.
You guys have been so even-keeled after all the wins this season. How does that prepare you when you're coming off a loss that you're like, okay, we just take this in stride and play the next one?
Yeah, I think the process is largely the same. You try to address what went wrong and what you can improve on, and then build on the things you did well. So I think we did that well Monday and yesterday, and then today we're on to Atlanta and making sure we're ready to go. But I think the process and the approach stays the same.
Daniel, for the front office and for ownership to make an aggressive deal like that, they have to have a lot of belief in what they have in this locker room. Do you think it says something about what you guys have in here?
Yeah, I think obviously they believe in our team and what we can do this year. You know, we've played well. There's still a lot in front of us, and we've got to go continue to improve and play well week to week. But as players, and you see that movement from ownership, from management and the coaches, I think, it definitely gives you confidence.
Do you look at it, the trade of the 2 first-round draft picks as, hey, they must have a lot of faith in me. Obviously, they're not going to use ones to go draft somebody else.
I really haven't thought about that a ton, to be honest with you. Just trying to kind of take it in day at a time and make sure we're ready to go this week. But I've really enjoyed it, and we got to continue to grow and build.
What's the biggest thing you learned from this group about that Pittsburgh game after you guys have looked at everything?
I think there's a number of things you can take from it. A piece of it that was the push we made at the end when things hadn't been going our way and we hadn't played a great game at that point. I thought we continued to fight and battle and give ourselves a chance at the end. So obviously, you expect that. That should always be the expectation with any team. But I thought we showed that, and we've got to continue to do that throughout the season. Football is not a perfect game. It's not always going to go our way. So continuing to battle will be important.
How difficult is it to not have the big picture thoughts, like the trade or not the trade, the way you're playing? Is it hard not to think about, man, I want to be here where it's working?
Not really. I think there's so much to do, so much to focus on here, especially this week, going to Berlin and getting ready for all that and making sure we're ready to go and buttoned up with all our game plan stuff this week. So I think just staying focused on that and knowing that that's what's most important.
As your body, I get jet lag if I could go 30 minutes out of my time zone, but you guys are different. You're so routine oriented. Can you put that out of your mind and go, okay, we're going 6-hour time zone difference, but we can still treat it like a normal game?
I think you try to, as much as you can, given the travel and everything, but try to stick to your routine and obviously take the advice of the trainers and, strength staff here and everyone, who's helping us kind of navigate the travel plan. So just try to do a good job with that, but stick to what you're used to and try to build in as much of your routine as possible.
What excites you about the opportunity to play in Germany?
I think just the game itself. I've gotten to play overseas a couple times, and I think just the energy in the game, and the fans, you can feel the excitement from them. It's a different atmosphere from what you play in here, and games, in the U.S. So, we're looking forward to that and getting over there for that.
Yeah, I would say that the competitiveness. And he's he's one of those guys that's really good at everything. I know he's a phenomenal bowler. He started golfing 2 years ago, and he's already better than most people at golf. He picks up on things fast. He's just a tremendous athlete.
How much do you think he'll embrace this opportunity? They dig up a lot to bring him here to help you all.
Yeah.
Number one in the AFC right now. How much do you think he'll embrace, the pressure of whatever that is?
I know he'll embrace it. I know he's up to the challenge. I think for him it'll be nice to be on a team, winning record. I think this is just like us in college, we're back playing important games where we got a chance to, do big things.
Getting traded is tough, obviously. You talked to him a little bit, I'm sure. Just how did he react to this? And I don't know. Just how do you think he will react to it? Will it bring the best out of him or what? I don't know. What do you think?
Sauce or
Yeah, Sauce.
Yeah. I think like you said, I think just being in this environment and being on a team that has a good record, I think that'll bring the best out of him. I think the competitiveness, I think he'll play up to the standard, So I think I'm excited to see what he can do.
Alec, have you talked to A.D. Mitchell at all? And if so, just what message you share with him, somebody you spent the last
Yeah.
years with?
Yeah. I got a chance to see him yesterday on the way out, and, it's tough, man. It's a tough business. I'm excited for him to hopefully get a lot of opportunity in New York. He's a special player, special talent, and I know he can do so much in this league. And I know, so I'm excited to watch him, honestly. And I think it'll be good for him. Get a fresh start, get a lot of opportunity there. But, I just told him, I appreciated him, and I was thankful for, like, I picked his game a lot. Like, he does so many different things, like creating separation and, like, little moves and stuff like that. Like, I told him, I just kind of was able to, like, I appreciated being teammates with him, and he was always a great teammate. Guy worked super hard, so, yeah, just somebody that I kind of just, like, I think felt like brought the room up, and, we were all able to learn from him.
Alex, I know you've been asked about this already, but just how exciting is it to be reunited with Sauce?
Oh, it's super exciting.
How so? Like, I mean, those memories, I'm sure you guys have already had conversations. How cool is this to be back together?
Yeah, no, it'd be great, like, great memories in college, won a lot of football games, hope to continue that here.
Alec,
How much
you
will
don't
the
make a
addition
couple
of
more?
Sauce just help you guys in terms of being able to play complementary football?
Yeah, I think our defense has already been doing a phenomenal job, but obviously adding a player like that is a guy that's going to be able to line up and really take somebody's, or take a receiver away. So, I think our DB room right now, if you look at it, is a lot of special players, and just obviously adding another great player to that mix is just going to make everything better.
Have you thought about what this means, just about the organization's faith in you going forward and what you've done?
I guess I really haven't, but I've definitely, I know they believe in me, believe in my talents, and believe in my growth, and just continue getting better.
Alec, how much did you guys learn from the Pittsburgh game, and how confident are you guys that you guys are going to have a better day on Sunday?
Yeah, we learned a lot. That Monday was a good day in terms of breaking out a film, seeing what we didn't do well, what we need to do better, and I think we know kind of where we slipped up in that game and what we needed to do better. And like you said, live and you learn from that. Learn from those mistakes and move on and correct them.
Good little friendly transaction, man. New teammate, wanted to make it easy for him. Like, we appreciate him being here. So, I know he's been number one, and I know that number means a lot to him.
How does something like that work? Like, do you reach out to him? Did he reach out to you? Is it through the team? Like, how does something like, obviously it happened pretty fast yesterday.
No, I just got a, mutual connection. AP went to college with him, so he in my room, AP went to college with him, easy connection.
You didn't play hardball then?
Friendly transaction, so we are smooth. But yeah, I don't mind number 2. My brother wear number 2, and that's good. I mean, he was excited. We wearing the same number now, so I was like, that's something else.
Was there any significance with you picking number 1?
No, there wasn't. So that was just given to me when I got here. But I like that number 2 though. But you can't go wrong. Like 1, 2, 3. All them single digits are 5. So I was like, hey, I'm cool with it.
Does this send some kind of message to the team that you're close to something and you're at? It is a huge deal.
Yeah, we just got a great player. So, I know, like I said, I know that number mean a lot to him, and yeah, pretty much we got a good team. Be selfless, and just do anything for the guys.
What is a team in a locker room like when something like this? I know it stunned everyone around the league. What were your guys' reactions on that big trade that kind of rocked the NFL coming down yesterday?
Oh yeah, we was kind of sad AD left, man.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
It's like a mixed, bittersweet day probably for you.
Yeah, that's like my brother, but to have an elite corner coming here is really special and shows that the staff is all in on us this season. So we're excited.
All right, so that's the offensive side of the ball. Let's talk defense. Again, not a bad performance at all in Pittsburgh a week ago. Constantly put in bad situations because of those turnovers by the offense and the muffed punt by Josh Downs. And people forget, after that muffed punt, the Colts turned the Steelers over on downs when they started inside the red zone. It wasn't anything the defense was doing poorly. The Steelers were just capitalizing on short fields and doing what teams do when you give them a short field in the NFL. There's no question about that. But we'll see if Sauce Gardner can play. Okay, we did not hear from him here on Wednesday because he's still in concussion protocol. Now, he did practice on Wednesday as he continues to try and get out of the protocol, but when a player is in concussion protocol, they do not speak to the media. We did see him here in the facility on Wednesday, and as far as him playing in Germany, Shane Steichen said the expectation, you heard it right there, if he clears protocol, the expectation is that he will play against the Falcons on Sunday in Germany, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Put on a pot of coffee, eat your breakfast, and watch the Colts try to go to 8-2 ahead of the bye week. And if Sauce Gardner can play, we'll get a look at what he can do right away. Obviously, a former Pro Bowler, former first-team All-Pro, 25 years old, it's going to be interesting to see him and Charvarius Ward go to work together. Charvarius Ward obviously still on IR. Jalen Jones is going to be out there with him. Mekhi Blackman will be out there with him. But to see him paired up with, Kenny Moore and Cam Bynum and Nick Cross, it's just going to be interesting to see what the secondary can do. And not a moment too soon with Drake London being on the other side on this Atlanta Falcons offense. And Bijan Robinson, what he can do out of the backfield via the pass game, not only just running the football. So a test right away if Sauce Gardner is able to play, what we'll be able to see and what kind of impact he'll make for this game in Germany. But we got a chance to hear from Zaire Franklin, Kenny Moore, on what this acquisition means to this defense and how it just, again, provides a real lift for this team.
Turning it up a notch, keep the same expectations, going out there to win. Welcoming him with open arms, and honestly, like I said, just turning it up a notch. We got to go out there and win.
Kenny, is this one of the biggest trades that you've witnessed since you've been here?
To here, yeah, for sure. Great addition to the team. Probably one of those record-breaking, historical type situations.
What is an afternoon like for group chats or guys that you're talking to in this locker room when you find out something like that right before 1 p.m. that this front office pulled out something like that?
Yeah, I think everybody's phone was blowing up. Probably not just from peer-to-peer, colleague to colleague, but probably my fam was like, "Oh my gosh, like you guys getting sauce?" And I'm just like, "I guess so." Or I was at the school yesterday. I part-time teach at Cardinal Ritter on Tuesdays, and the school was pretty hyped to hear about Sauce. So it's cool to have that effect and change of energy, positive energy for an individual as well as the collective unit as the Colts.
So you're teaching. Did you have your phone on? Did you see it, or did somebody have to tell you?
Nah, it was right before I got to the school. Yeah.
Have you been able to talk to him yet?
Yeah, I've had conversations with him prior to him being on the team. But saw him this morning. He's been in meetings. He's been in a walkthrough we just got back from. So he's learning, and he's very excited to be here.
Sometimes people forget you guys just aren't football machines. You're people and humans. He's got to up and move, and it could be kind of overwhelming. As a leader of this team, how important is it for you to do things like reach out and make him feel welcome and make this transition smooth?
I just feel like that's just part of my role to make sure everything is cool on all cylinders. I've been a part of change before, moving teams. I got here week 1 of my rookie year. I know Mekhi is probably the latest guy to be able to have some change like that, suddenly in a season. I can imagine playing so many games for an organization during the season and then moving, during the season. I think he gets 2 bye weeks, so that's pretty sweet. So we just got to go out, win and make sure he's all good vibes on the bye week. So it's good.
With the addition of him and when Ward can get back healthy through the concussion protocol, you guys become, I think, just one of 2 teams in the NFL that have all-pro guys on the corners specifically. From a matchup perspective, what does that do for a defense when an offense can no longer kind of game plan or try to avoid one of the top guys on the corners when there's no one to hide?
I think it just gives versatility. I mean, guys who have seen a lot of snaps, just giving the D-line a chance to get maybe another second or 2 to get to the quarterback. Gives us the experience and chemistry in the back end of having, kind of natural chemistry, just from things that we've seen and heard over the past. But I think the energy is just going to be there. The energy will be there. I know these guys love practicing. They love being out in the game and making plays. So it just gives us another chance to elevate not only the defense or secondary, but it gives us a chance to elevate the entire team.
I think I might have met him once or twice. Maybe I know he's obviously college buddies with AP, and me and AP are pretty close too. So, he's been cool. Obviously, he's glad to be here. I'm happy to have him here. I know it's a whirlwind of things, moving to a new city, trying to get settled in, learn a new playbook. And, he's got a lot on his shoulders. But, I know he knows I'm here for him no matter what. And he's got a great group of vets and guys around him that's going to help him out with everything. So
it's going to have to be a quick study for him to be ready on Sunday. We know Lou's defense is obviously complex. How do you guys, as veterans, help kind of support him and get him ready to go for Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player, extremely smart player. Just even talking to him about, just different situations, you know, and just what he's comfortable with. Obviously, already aligns with the things we got going on, but you know, I think it just falls on communication. Myself, Kenny, Cam Bynum, just really stepping up and giving him a little bit extra reassurance, just so he could play fast and be the best version of himself. So,
when the team makes a move like this, an investment like this, what type of indication is it that they're going to support this team to do everything that they can, given the start they've had already?
Yeah, I mean, it just says that, you know, they believe in what we got going on. It's a credit to the work that we put in so far this season. Obviously, getting a guy like Sauce means a lot, but, you know, it's still work to do. So thankful that he's here. He came here ready to work with the right mentality to learn and be a part of the guys, and it all starts with getting a win on Sunday in Germany.
When you see the team get aggressive like that, does it bring some juice to the locker room? I mean, you know what you're playing for. Right?
Yeah, that was probably the best good morning we got in a team meeting since I've been here, at least. So, you know, it's definitely great energy. You know, just knowing that the organization and management just believe in what you got going on. You want to make them right, you know. But like I said, the work all starts with today. And regardless of how great of a move it was, we got to get that win on Sunday.
How important is just building momentum heading into the bye, but also all these road trips that are happening between now and that November 30th game back here?
No question. Knew November was going to be a heavy road. You know, looking forward to the day we get back to Lucas Oil. But, you know, in the meantime, we got a long trip against a really good opponent. A ton of weapons on the other side of the field. So we got our work to do. We got some studying to do. We just got to be the best version of our defense today.
You made a point about not celebrating too much when you're stacking all these wins. How does that prepare you for when you're coming off a loss? You're just like, hey, we got our heads down and we're just worried about the next.
You know, never too high, never too low. You know, I feel like, of course, it was a disappointing performance for us as a team on Sunday against Pittsburgh, but, you know, there were positives that we got out of it. You want to learn from that, take what you can, and continue to move forward. We don't overreact to wins. We don't overreact to losses. We learn from our mistakes. We continue to grow, and we keep being the best versions of ourselves.
So obviously, vibes are incredibly optimistic here on West 56th Street. The Colts, even though coming off arguably their worst performance of the season, probably not arguably, their worst performance of the season, they're still sitting at 7-2, still sitting atop the AFC South and the AFC at large. And now you got a guy like Sauce Gardner coming to town, hopefully able to play on Sunday in Germany. And just that, you know, ahead of the bye week, having the opportunity to play in Germany against the good football team in the Atlanta Falcons. Really cool opportunity. Obviously, Bernard Ryman is from around out there in Europe, so a cool bit of a kind of a homecoming for him, and just a really cool opportunity. Sure to be a lot of Colts fans out there. We'll bring you all the action on WTHR. And can the Colts go into the bye week on a high note at 8-2 through 10 games? I don't think you would have believed me if I told you the Colts were 8-2 through 10 games before the season. So we'll see if they can get it done, see what kind of impact Sauce Gardner, the newest Indianapolis Colts, makes. Be sure to keep it locked on Channel 13 and right here on WTHR Plus. For now, here at the Colts facility, I'm Dominic Miranda. We'll see you next time.